classic by Dionne Warwick and Burt Bacharach. How cool you are to play piano on that.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna
Remember this one?
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Jesus, I love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love.
Let me tell you about that great record. Recorded by the Dixie Cups, arranged by Mike Stoller. How did I get to play on it? Simple. I walked into the studio to say hi Mike. He sees me and says, Artie, nice to see you always. Pick up the mallet, you're playing the chimes. I'll do anything for Mike, so I played the chimes for him. So the next time you hear, just think of me. I'll be happy to ring your chimes.
Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny. You smiled at me and we let
What a
ease
song.
pain. Now the dark days are done and the bright days are here. My Sunday one shines so sincere. Sunday one so true. I love you.
What a kick it was driving down Broadway, hearing yourself on the radio, or on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. It was absolutely the coolest. I'll bet you this record by the Angels puts a smile on your face, because they put one on mine back in 1963.
My boyfriend's back and we're gonna get trouble. If you see him coming, better cut her on the double. He was paralyzed that I was untrue. So look at now, 'cause he's coming for you.
And then this fantastic record by my buddy, Len Barry.
1, 2, 3.
Remember this?
It's gonna be.
Sadly, we lost him.
Let's fall in love. It's easy. It's so easy. Take the candy from my baby.
That session was back in 1965. Now how I remember? It's easy. I had a whole head of hair. Look at that, will you?
Oh my God.
Look at that picture. I was up for 4 days writing for deadline. Look at this picture. Be honest with me. If that guy showed up to fix your washing machine, would you let him in your house? Would you let him date your daughter? Scary, huh? Now here's a great music business story. Maybe it happened, maybe not. It doesn't matter because it's a wonderful story. A guy goes to audition for a record company. They freak over him. They absolutely love him. What's your name, they ask? Luigi Alfredo Giovanni Sacco. You can't fit that on the label, go home and change it. After a few more tries, he comes back. Should change it? Yeah. So what's your name today? Lou Christie. This we can work with. What a record. I had a ball playing on that one. And by the way, Lou Christie's still working today. And he's a wonderful performer. And he looks great, doesn't he? Folks, putting this show together was an absolute joy as well as a challenge. Just playing a bunch of records and telling you when and where they were recorded was not what I wanted to do. It sounded like a laundry list. But the truth is, I was there, right in the middle of that incredible musical time Never happen again, believe me. One of the most fun times I ever had on a recording session was making this next record with Lieber and Stoller. Picture us, three creative guys, jumping at the bit to go to work and make some music. What could be bad? First we recorded the rhythm section and the singers in the afternoon, all live, no machines, just musicians and singers doing what we do. Live, right from the heart and the kishkas. And was it ever fun? Later that night, we overdubbed or added the horns. Let me tell you, when we finished, we all felt that we truly captured one happy moment in time, way back in 1964. Something tells me you might remember this one. And this next one, once again, I work with my pal, George Shadow Malone.
Is she really going home? Oh, there she is. Let's ask her. Betty, is that Jimmy's ring you're wearing? Mm-hmm. Gee, it must be great riding with him. Is he picking you up after school today? Mm-mm. By the way, where'd you meet him?
I met him at the candy store. Turned around and smiled at me. You get the picture?
Yes, we see.
That's when I fell for the leader of the pack.
Remember that record? People often ask, how did you become an arranger? And why? Why, I have no answer for you. But it's an interesting story how I became an arranger. One day, one of the arrangers I worked for a lot came up to me on a session and gave me a life-altering ultimatum. He starts out nice. He says, Artie, I really love what you play on the piano in my sessions and the organ. You add a lot. I have a bunch of sessions coming up, but I can't hire my competition. It's not smart. So you have to decide right here and now. Do you want to be an arranger or a piano player? Think it over and let me know by the end of the session. He walks away. The session began and I started playing what he wrote, and I thought of things differently than I would have written. I also thought of my newly born son, Carrie, and all the things I wanted to do for him in his life. That was it. My mind was made up. And the next break, I told him I'd like to do both. He answered with an agitated no and stormed off. So to answer the question, how and when did I become an arranger? Right then and there, with a cup of coffee in one hand and a donut in the other. That was it. Yeah, Juilliard would have been nice, but who had time for Juilliard? He wanted to know right then and there. You made the wrong choice here, and you don't have what it takes on it. Ooh, did that hurt? Take the knife out.
Nope.
I'll see you around, my buddy. But I knew in my heart I made the right choice. And I did have what it takes, and then some. In retrospect, it was the most creative decision I could have made. Obviously, it sure changed the course of my life and my career. And by the way, come to think of it, revenge is sweet. Because I'm still tasting that coffee and donut over 60 years later. Good, tastes good. Someone asked if I ever got screwed in the music business.